Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and it is Yolanda and Sybil tonight. Aprilette is
On
off
Aprilette Day.
on April. It's Yogi Day.
And it's Miss Aprilette Day.
Okay, and do we call you Miss Yogi or Miss
Oh, you know
Yolanda?
what? That does say Yogi. I'm gonna have to change that.
Because I don't call you Yogi.
No, you don't. Why don't you call me Yogi?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. And everyone is like, "Who's Yolanda?" I don't know why. Because I'm like my dad. I can come up with a nickname for people all the
Oh
time,
yeah, yeah.
but I've never
What is my nickname? Because everybody do have a nickname with you. Who
I,
am
I
I?
I shorten your name. It's Yo, but I don't call you. And
That's it.
and if anything, yeah, and if anything, I call you your full name. Well, not your middle name, but I call you Yolanda Starks White.
Yeah, yeah. But hold on for a second. As creative as you are, and as
Hmm.
good as you are with giving nicknames, I get yo.
I think we have uh, we have uh, we have shortened our greetings, and we have things that nobody else gets, like hey, or something like that. But
Right.
that's as close as I come to a
Okay,
nickname for you.
but I can't say Sid.
No, no,
Okay, I'm
no,
just
you can't.
trying to understand the
No,
rules.
no, no. And you do sometimes, and then I will look at you and you'll say, "Bull."
And you're like, after 30 years, come down.
Have we not discovered how to make me happy? Although some people will be on the show will call me by that, and I don't make a big deal of it with
I
them.
hear it too.
And what do you say? Do you send them a text and say, that's not her name? You
No,
ever
I
do
just
that?
cringe and hope that you just accept it. And you do.
I do. But one I got to tell you, one thing that I always liked about J. Anthony Brown is that he always called me by my name, my full name. It was always Sybil. It was never Sib. And then well into the show, and because of that, other people, namely Tom Joyner, followed suit, calling me Sybil. And then Tom would add things to my name. But
Like what? What does that mean?
Sibylicious or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And so then one time Jay called me Sib, and Tom picked it up, and I'm like, God, dog it. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Right.
How are you today?
I am happy. I feel good, but my peace is a little disturbed.
Why?
Well, just with all of the things that are happening in the world, of course,
Mm,
all of our peace should be if we
mhm.
are, a part of what's going on.
Right.
So that has disturbed my peace, but also, I am going through some changes with the relationships in my family, and that is
Mm,
challenging,
mm.
going through these changes and having to adjust to a different way of dealing with people that I love.
Sure.
God dang, that sounds like I was in a session.
Yeah,
Okay.
it did sound like therapy, like you just, come through and you and your therapist have worked out how
Right.
you're gonna say this. And,
Right.
yeah.
So
Have
I don't
you?
know if
Have
you
you
asked
and
for
your
all of
therapist?
that.
Have you and your therapist worked out what you were gonna say and how you're gonna
No,
respond?
no, no. How about
Um,
you? How are you today?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not
You seem
very.
almost sedate.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I could use a Coke. Um,
Yeah.
I have been spending a lot of time just watching a lot of the Republican National Convention and covering this thing with Joe Biden. And I got to tell you, it's taken something out of me.
It
It
has.
really has. And I'm trying not to, let it, but it affects my sleep and it affects my overall disposition because I love politics and I'm very appreciative of what this president has done for us,
Nice.
done for our country,
Right.
and it makes me very sad that the possibility of him being pushed out of the way.
Pushed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why that
That
has to be.
because it is the way of life. You know what I mean? But he's done so much, and and someone voiced what I was thinking the other day. Sherilyn Ifill is a brilliant
Oh yeah.
attorney, right? She's the
That's the
cousin.
voice that we need to hear more often.
Yeah,
But go
exactly,
ahead.
exactly. And she is the cousin of one of my great heroes, Gwen Ifill, and she was on the other day. And the part of the problem with President Biden is that they say that they are going to lose the House and the Senate because he's not doing well in the polls. Well, first of all, damn the polls. We know that those that doesn't mean anything, and I get that from pollsters who say that, right? And then the other thing she said, well, if he's causing you to lose your job, then you get out there and you run a little harder, you campaign harder. And I was like, yes, that's what I've been thinking. You cannot just relax and ride on his coattails. You get up there and you convince people that you're the one for them, and you push.
Who? Who? I'm sorry. Who?
Talking to the congressmen and the senators
Oh.
that are
Oh,
complaining,
okay.
they're going to
Oh, I
lose.
see what you're saying.
They're going to lose the House and they're going to lose the Senate because of Joe Biden. And I'm
So
like,
you're
I'm
saying
saying, damn it,
instead
do
of
your job.
instead of pushing him out,
Right.
they need to start promoting more of why it's important that we go this way for those
But
reasons.
also campaign.
Campaign. That's what I
You
meant.
do the
Yeah.
job. Don't just wait for him to come to town and say, oh, he's old. Oh, he's this. Oh,
Right.
he's. No, you
Right.
get out there. You pump yourself up and you pump the president up.
That's right.
That's what this whole give and take about politics should be
That's right.
about. And she said, and I was like, yes, get up off your butts and campaign.
Yeah.
So now, he's sick, he's got COVID. Now he's, and so I wrote about this today, but I'm wondering, and this is something we talk about, and we joke about it, but everybody needs someone. Everybody needs a boy or needs their girl in their life to shoot straight with them. And I'm wondering who is that person for the president. It might be his wife. It might be his son. But someone who doesn't get anything out of this and only wants the best for that person, which I consider you for me, right? You are the one who will, write me a "you ain't ish" letter or whatever it is. Um, and I think that is. I wonder who he has. Like I always said that Aretha Franklin needed a girlfriend.
Right.
She needed a real friend to tell
So
her
how do you know his person hasn't said something to him?
from all outside sources. They're not encouraging him to do that to
But we
look
don't know that. We don't
we
know
don't we don't we don't but I'm
somebody hasn't, and he is saying this is what I want, because I know there are some things that I have shared with you that I know that would be good for you, but you go ahead.
I chose to ignore it. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You're right. I chose to look the other way or say no.
So I'm just saying, just because you have somebody in your
No,
ear,
I'm not going to do that.
no, you don't even say that. You don't even. You're like, oh.
No, I've said no.
Whenever you get
no, I said thank you very much, but no.
Well, that might be what he's doing. I mean,
Yeah.
we just don't know, and I don't like accusations without facts.
Right.
And so to say that the people close to him aren't advising him to what they believe,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough information to make that assertion.
Right.
And so all we know is what we have. And again, for me, it just makes me sad that it looks like he's being pushed out. So
Right.
you hear people say, I don't care if he's in a wheelchair. I don't care if he's in the hospital bed, we're voting for him. So you have those people, but you hear the louder voices of people asking him to step away. And so, Sybil, I've been thinking about this maybe about the past 12 hours. My daddy told me, don't go anywhere you don't want to, that people don't want you.
Right.
And if I was Joe Biden at this point, I'd say F him and go have a cigarette.
Well, he's got COVID right now, so smoking is not the answer. Smoking is not good for him.
A symbolic
A
cigarette because
metaphorical cigarette, yeah.
yeah, because here's the deal. After if he has done all that he has done,
Mhm.
and when you look at the facts of what he has done, if that's not enough, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
All right, then you get what you get. Because that's what Hillary Clinton said.
Yeah.
When Hillary lost, she said,
She's like,
okay,
I'm going to walk in the woods.
okay, and you get what you get. And we got what we
And
got.
we got it.
Yeah.
We learned that too late, but you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, she tried to tell us.
She did.
She did know. She
No,
really
she,
did.
no, I know she did.
And it's the same thing with this. I mean, you know, at this point, there's going to be blood and carnage.
Mm. That makes me saddest of all. That there literally could be casualties over this, and that we haven't learned our lesson. And I think that, and one of my great concerns is, okay, so if you push him out, and we can talk about this later. Let's move and talk about the What You Need to Know newsletter, because that's what we do during the segment. Aprylete Russell is our mental health and wellness contributor. And she writes about Nick Cannon's efforts to get celebrities to open up about their mental health challenges. He developed a show called Counsel Culture. Get it? Counsel, not cancel. That creates a platform where high profile men like Lamar Odom has been a guest, candidly discuss struggles with mental health. He said, I created Counsel Culture to help destigmatize male mental health. It's a safe space and a brave place to allow men to discuss their emotions and allow themselves to learn, grow, and heal. Instead of canceling each other, we are counseling each other. We have a rotating panel where we will discuss necessary topics and nothing is off limits. I think that's great.
I love it.
I do too. And, we had Chris Paul visit us a couple weeks ago, and he told about an event that he did with the League of Negro Women, and he and Huggy Lowdown had a session with black men and about laughter, and they kind of opened themselves up,
And they were crying.
yeah, which is that's the thing. But it's good that they
Yep.
felt a sense of comfort that they could really express and tell people what was on their minds and in their hearts.
Right.
I
Yeah,
wonder.
I love it.
I hope that people aren't just looking and go, oh man, and really taking
Well,
in.
you know what? If we have more shows out there like that, even if not even judging if it's good or bad, and if that can become, 10, maybe 15, wow, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when reality TV first started hit and just how it has really hit,
Hmm.
maybe if this is the beginning of some positive shows that are come out, because we tend to be more caught up into TV and other people's lives than our own
Hmm.
lives. But some of that negativity that reality space has created, that is a part of our everyday life now.
Right.
So hopefully, maybe this can be the reverse of that.
And become the reality for other people, and get away from some of that other reality TV or judge TV or
Right.
shows like that. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, we need as much help we can get. It's even including kind of sort of, but not really.
Hmm.
I saw this new app. It's a therapy app where
Oh,
you download, and through AI, they will help you with whatever it is you're dealing with. So if
not a
you
person.
not a person,
Oh man.
so if you are feeling anxious and what have you, and you're about to go into a job interview and you're anxious, when you just pull up your app and you're like, I'm feeling anxious about going into this meeting. And then the app will say, well, take a minute and breathe. And then look at the person as if they don't have on any clothes, so you won't be intimidated by it, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that the app would tell you to do to
Mm-hmm.
relieve your anxiety.
Have you tried it?
I have not.
Will you?
Probably not. Listen, I told you at lunch today, I'm trying to find a new therapist, and the only thing that's available is online. I got a problem with that. I'm an old Black woman. I
You
got to
want
come in
you want
there.
face
I
to
got to
face.
see you. I got to sit down to see if the corners of your baseboards are clean. No, I'm kidding. But I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
oh,
But
so you do that like you do your friends? Okay,
I'm just saying.
okay, okay. Mhm. You
So
do that.
anyway, whatever good for Nick Cannon, we all need to jump on that.
Yeah, and if it's a, I mean, it's a way to get away from the barber shop, and do something in a more controlled environment, and where maybe the men will find some peace and get some help.
Amen.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. And it's a better thing than to have to talk about how many children and baby's mama he has.
Well, but if he's happy with that, I'm not mad at that conversation either. Everybody get to
I,
live their
I,
lives.
I just don't know what good it does to comment about how many kids he's gotten and because it's none of our damn business. Just me, I guess. Okay. Also, in today's newsletter, in our Black Voters Matter column, social justice contributor Corey Malone writes about a disability rights organization that has filed a lawsuit because of new state voting laws in Louisiana that apparently violate federal laws for people with disabilities. Disability Rights Louisiana of New Orleans is challenging new state laws that take effect August 1st. That's soon. The new rules make it a crime to assist more than one person other than a relative with accessing and mailing an absentee ballot. It's just too. They really. What really interests me and kind of intrigues me, but not really, is that uh, the the right, the more conservative people, like don't want to have anybody in your business. They don't want to, but they want to have control over our bodies. They want to have control over the way that we cast ballots. They want to have control over, and you just keep adding on to the list. How do you justify wanting freedom and not being under government control, and you require?
I got an answer because
Okay,
I know what's best for you.
right,
And
right.
so you get the freedom of me telling you what to do. Because you say it's with your body, but it's with everything. It's going to be with education. It's going to be with everything. They want to control whoever they are. We know who they are, but they want to control everything, and we have no input on what we do with our own personal.
How crazy is that you have
Because
all this control over us, and yet you say you don't want anyone to have control over your
But
lives?
Sybil, I tell you, and this is what everything should go back to. I haven't read the 900 pages of the
Project
2020
2000.
project 2025, but one of the things that's in there is they want to take off, and I think JD Vance is the he was the he is a big proponent of
Hmm.
no mail-in votes at all for no
Right,
reasons at
right.
all.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
that was
because
Elon Musk that said
they believe that's how they lost last time
yes.
during
They
a pandemic.
love that. Yeah. 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 Sylvia just said,
On Facebook. Yes, domination is what they want. Yep. And authoritarian control is exactly what.
and so Sybil, I know we don't have a lot of time, but just to put in the back of your head that I want to
Thank
put to
you.
everybody else, if there is a chance, if there is a chance that the Republicans get in office, I think it would be wise of us instead of like, oh, what's
Mhm.
our plan? Like, what's our plan? Because we're not going anywhere. I can't afford to move. I can't afford to move out of Fort Worth. I really want to downsize, but the houses that are smaller than mine cost a lot more than mine. So the idea of me going to Switzerland, that's not real at
We
this
can
point.
drive there.
Not at this point.
Okay.
Although I do have my passport, but I can't afford it. What I'm gonna do with my stuff? I mean, so that's not real. So realistic, what's our plan?
We're gonna
Let's be
sell
like
all
the
our stuff.
Republicans. Let's have a plan. Because the truth of the matter is they're winning right now. They are winning. We have to concede that they are winning. They're getting.
Yeah.
So it would be, let me tell you, back in the 50s, when the Democrats were winning, they started planning and they just stayed on it. They stayed on it. They
I mean, it took them
strategized
50
and they
years.
worked their plan.
It took
And
them 50
voila.
years, but they finally got Roe versus Wade. They
Yeah.
finally got
So
the
what are we
Supreme
doing
Court.
besides,
Bitch
oh,
and
this is
moan.
horrible. We
Yeah.
got to stop that. We know it's horrible. Now what? Anyway.
Well, I thought we were on our way until somebody got sick and old, and then you just kind of.
We all get sick and old. That don't mean he's not doing his job.
I was just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just,
Okay.
I'm with him.
Okay.
Let us move to what's really going on, and let me just thank you for keeping us in in perspective. Nice, good job, Yolanda Starks-White. Let's move to what's really going on. And speaking of getting some clarity, this is a question that came up during lunch today because Yolanda is very, very vehement about putting all of our affairs in order. Do you have a will? Do you have a power of attorney? Do you have a DNR? Do you have where are your insurance papers? What happens at your funeral? How do you want to be funeralized, as I like to say? How all of this stuff, you are constantly on your friends and your family. But now it's come to you, and you had a question, and you want to know about people's opinions on whether to be cremated or to be buried. And I have experience with both. Well, not so much experience with my dad. Just then it really wasn't an option. He just wanted to be buried. And my mother had the option and made it clear she wanted to be cremated. So my thought is, and it just seems cremation just seems so easy breezy.
But what? So my broader question is not just the cremation or the burial, but the whole thing that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do we want to be cremated? You know, instead of going to the funeral home, you go straight to the what's it called? The place where the crematorium.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you weren't there.
Huh?
You don't go to the crematorium. No.
So no. So from the hospital,
Uh-huh.
bypass the funeral home and
Mm-hmm.
go straight to where because there's an expense to
Right.
go to the funeral home to be embalmed for the showing.
Right.
So if you want to bypass all of that, and
But
when we know that you are dead, so I'm just saying,
mhm.
do you want to bypass that? Do you want to go straight, donate your organs or whatever? But also, because my conflict is, so, and I have a will, but I don't have this. And I was having this conversation with Ward, because when I looked at his will, he want to be buried where his mother is. And
where will you go?
well, that's what I asked him. What that go look like? So you're gonna be with your mama? What about me?
Mm.
And so he said, well, I didn't think about that.
But did he write this before you guys got married?
No, we're 20 years in. He just redid his, I think, in 2016.
I was
So
trying
we're
to give
looking
him.
at
I
it.
was trying to give him an out.
So civil. And so it really, really got me to thinking. He said, yeah, well, I figured that you would want to be, cremated. And so I have said that, but I don't know with my religion hold,
Mm-hmm.
captivity that I live in would allow me to do something different than what God did to my body. I want to return into the earth like I was about here, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the religion's crutch, but I do think I want to do cremation. And so he said what he did when he did something neat. Dad was cremated.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did
that was his choice.
That was his choice. And so he had him put into an urn, and it was I don't know what it was made of, but it was something that he actually had the ashes put in, and then he went and mounted them on Dad's mother's grave site.
He took his father's ashes and had the ashes attached to his grandmother or his father's mother's.
No, to Ward's father's mother, to Ward's
Right,
mother, to Mr. White's mother.
right.
Her and I that was really really neat. And so Ward said, well, just bring your ashes over to the to the cemetery and come with me. I said, I don't know if I want to do that, so give me some suggestions.
So that's what the question is. Some suggestions on how do we take care of Yolanda's remains.
Well,
Or is
I
that,
don't know. And you know what,
well, just people's thoughts and ideas on
yeah, what
maybe.
are your thoughts about cremation? It's like, am I right? Do we really want to do that? Like, what would God say? All of that.
Well, my mother's had some explaining to do, apparently, if God had words for her, but I'm sure she had an explanation. I just took her wishes and made them come true.
Her wish, her
Was
wish
to
was to be
be
cremated even
cremated.
back then.
Yep.
That's very progressive.
Yep. Well, I knew she didn't want to be buried, and then that would have meant next to my dad, and I thought they had had enough of each other. So, well,
You are really silly.
well, I really did. I just thought they've been apart for some time, but I don't think that's where they need to come together. And so my dad is buried in a plot in a on the south side, far south side of Chicago. And my mom, I have her ashes in our house, and I have been able to spread them. Like, she had beautiful roses and in her backyard, and so I would spread her ashes where the roses were. And then I found out somebody dug up the roses and they took them to rose heaven. I guess I don't know.
Well, but Sybil, also explain what you want your services. I thought
Right,
this was
right.
really neat because I've been thinking about this. I was like, that's cool, but so you go and I'm gonna tell you my but.
Okay. So when I die, I too want to be cremated and to have and have my ashes and my mom's ashes spread together, right? Maybe it's like when you travel, when you go to Switzerland, when you move to Switzerland, and just little in the backyard or whatever. Uh,
You
always.
have a very beautiful pond where you live. Those little man-made, not pond, those little man-made lakes.
Hmm.
Would that do in the back of Riverbend? Well, would that do?
No, because it's yucky.
It is yucky.
It's yucky.
Okay. So now we got to find a space that's not really, but we got to find
But
the
not
right
not
spot.
not all of my ashes. Maybe a little bit there, because
Okay. So we go sprinkle. So we go break this up. Okay. All
take a little spoonful and just throw it over
right.
your shoulder like you do salt. Uh,
Got it. Okay. So
but
then what we gonna do?
and I'd like to have not a church service, and that doesn't mean that I don't want to have people who are church leaders or ministers or what have you. That doesn't mean I don't want them to speak or to participate in the service, but I don't want it in a church building. And I'd
Why is
like
that?
it
I'm just curious.
just I like to be outside. I just
Got it.
like it to be
Okay.
outside.
So with
I,
that,
yes,
okay, you want to be
I
outside.
want
So
to be
you want
outside.
your services outside.
And I'd like to be near water because I do like to be near water, and I'd like for it to take place around sunset and to be able to see the sun because I love a good sunset, and then have the service, and as it gets dark, to have everyone have beverages of their choice. Could be sweet tea, could be a vodka tonic with bitters, um, or whatever it is. And then as the sun goes down, I'd like to have fireworks.
Okay.
And I will leave you whatever it costs to don't
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
don't
That's
worry.
not. That's not the thing. My thing is we're a little older, and so most of the people who might attend might not like driving.
They're not there yet. Okay. We'll get a bus.
Okay. Okay.
We'll have
See, you got to be clear.
we'll have them meet at the assisted living, and
Okay.
then the bus will take us, and people in their wheelchairs will have them lifted onto the bus.
Okay. Okay.
And
You
then
know, to some people's chagrin, you know how detailed I am. I just
yeah,
want to
that's the
let's think this
producer in
all
you.
out. What this gonna look like?
Right,
So
right, right.
okay, so we're gonna be outside near some water with some fireworks and a bunch of old people. Okay, that's something.
Something.
And but hold on, you
Well, I
did.
could have said I wanted to come just to have be buried in Hawaii. How's that?
Hmm. I really thought that was your desire.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem practical.
Well, we can take your ashes and go to Hawaii.
No, no.
Well, me and Ward. I mean,
And what if it's not you and Ward? Maybe what if you have already been buried somewhere and not had your desires met and buried in that plot next to Ward's mama and wait and the
just
attire
got some questions for you.
Midnight Rider, thank you so much. I'd like for you to come in whatever is comfortable for you. We don't need to have the suits and the dresses. And I'd like men to be able to wear pants that they pull up.
As opposed to,
It's the sagging pants.
oh, you mean with a belt? You want them
Yeah,
to put a
yeah,
belt on?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
Well, I thought about this too, Royce.
No driving after dark, Royce
That's what I
Organ says
thought.
on
Because Royce,
Facebook.
that's what she told me, that she wants everybody to have an adult beverage. I'm like, let me get this right. You want us to be out near water at nighttime with an adult beverage.
Yes.
Okay. It's your, hey.
It's my
It's
funeral.
It's your funeral. It's your going home service. If that's what you want, I'm just trying to figure this out. All right.
So maybe we do that. Maybe we have pick up everyone and we deliver them after. So they don't have to drive. They don't have to worry about being out after dark. We pick them up and then we drop them off at home.
Okay.
And they
All
say,
right.
"Thanks, Sybil."
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking for ideas. I'm not sure that you helped me.
I didn't expect to be of any help to you.
Because seriously,
As with most times when we have conversations like this, I don't
I'm
expect to be
just
of help.
saying, am I still my grandmother's daughter where we have to go to my uncle's church
And
and
wear white.
we're
And
white?
or
We
what about a
lined up?
t-shirt? What about a t-shirt with your picture on it from your club days?
No, can't do
Okay.
that. Not at my uncle's church.
Okay.
Because so my mother was very detailed, Sybil. My mother, she wants to be buried in a blue shroud that
Oh
she
yeah.
already has, that is hanging in her closet. She wants her gray wig, and she already has the
Mhm.
wig. And she knows who she wants to speak.
Mhm.
She does not want, she does want to be in a casket that she's already paid for.
Mhm.
But she doesn't want the casket in the front of the church because she don't want people just walking around looking at her. But she wants it at the back of the church. As people are leaving, they just say goodbye. I thought that was neat.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know that I've seen that, but that's a great idea.
Yeah. I like
You
that
know,
too.
you're just saying goodbye.
Yeah. See you later, Patricia.
Right, right. Whoa, hold on. Right.
Well, hopefully we will see them
Well,
later.
well, Manuel Murphy has something.
Okay, Manuel on Facebook says, "Me, I know I will be buried in the same cemetery my big brother and sister are buried in. My parents are buried in the same cemetery as three of my other big brothers are. So you all are a split family."
Wow. Wow. That's good.
Wow, that's interesting. Regina Glover on Facebook, "My soul is in heaven because of my faith in Jesus Christ according to the Bible, so cremation or burial doesn't matter to me. I would already be home, absent in the body, present with the Lord." Amen, Sister
Man.
Regina.
Amen. And you
Amen.
know what? I think that's where I'm at.
Mhm.
I just needed that confirmation to hear somebody else that loved the Lord and all of that to give me that okay.
So,
I
yeah, I mean, and that's a great confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you know, we were taught
yeah,
that, you know, you come in this body, you go in this body.
right. Yeah. But
Thank you.
and I forgot this. If you are able to use any of my organs or body parts, I would like for them to be donated to science.
Okay.
Like,
Before the cremation.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I know you want us to be all sad. and you want us
Yes.
to be miserable.
Yes.
What?
And hopefully it will rain that day.
That's what else. Yeah.
The rain would be great if it could rain and set some time aside.
What kind of
Don't be
time?
looking at you. Don't be looking at your watch.
Oh,
And
like you and go like this. The producers wrap it up.
like we're doing now. Look at the
Okay, okay,
time.
okay. I'm looking at the time. Okay, so
I'm just
thank you.
saying.
Thanks for all who participated. We appreciate it, and you've given Yolanda something to think about. And perhaps we can continue this at another time, or right now in trending. As of right now, in trending topics, President Joe Biden is still in isolation after a COVID diagnosis, and he's still running for president.
Good.
Uh, Jay and I talk every day. Jay Anthony Brown and I talk politics every day, several times a day, because he'll hear something. He's like, "What have you heard?" Like, Joe hasn't called me. I got
Right.
nothing.
Right.
Um, so I I really thought things were happening today at such a rapid pace that today was going to be the day that the president was going to announce. I thought I'm going to say this has happened or that it's going to happen, but in my thoughts it was just like and then this and then this and this is as I was writing the story about this and this and then this, and I said this is happening. It's a feverish pace that I told our editor. This probably is the story is going to have to be redone. So just be prepared for that. Uh, I'm going to have to update it. And so, um, but I was talking to Jay, and he said, "Do you think it's going to happen today?" And I said, "If it happens today, and I really did feel like it is, I hope that it happens right before Donald Trump goes on stage, because then all eyes within the news networks would switch off of the Republican National Convention." No,
Really.
that's not funny.
It's funny.
That would make that would make him so angry. But because up to now it's just been a snooze fest.
See, Sybil, I will be a pain in the ass. That was brilliant. Could you use that brilliancy into doing something constructive?
It wasn't constructive.
No, what are we going to do that's not getting back at Donald Trump?
We are going to change. If there is a change, I hope that they do it because I heard something else brilliant today. That their
Okay.
whole campaign has been based on who they thought Donald Trump was going to run against, and that
Okay.
was Joe Biden.
Okay.
If they change and if they do the right thing and put the vice president in the president's slot, that's going to mess up their whole thing. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board. They're going to have to close the doors and
Okay.
get a
See,
lot of
that's a
Kentucky Fried
strategy.
Chicken. Yeah,
That's a strategy. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
And I wonder if we have to spend much time thinking about if they are going to, because if he steps down today, she's
Mhm.
already in that slot. So for
No,
the next,
not
so for the
necessarily.
next 3 months, she's not president.
Oh, if he steps down as president,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes,
she is in that
yes,
slot.
yeah.
And
But
so
if he resigns as president,
if he was,
not if he takes himself out of the
well,
election.
here's the deal. If he takes himself out of the running, he has to resign as president.
No.
That's the only thing that makes sense. What are you talking about? No.
Well, because they are not necessarily, and this is a part of my problem with the Democratic Party, is that putting Vice President Kamala Harris in the president's spot in the campaign is not a done deal. They're looking at other people. By rights, she should be the person running. But they're talking about all these other people that their polls have shown that there are other people that poll better than Joe
Well,
Biden and Kamala
here's
Harris.
the deal. If this is the case, then we need to start strategizing something else.
Michael Stallworth, he's made it clear day after day after day. It's not just hours ago. He's made it clear that he's not.
But no. If he made it clear after the COVID thing, I do need for him to say I'm still in.
Well, I need for him to get rid of COVID and then say he's still in.
Yeah.
so that we can understand him, because he's still got the soft voice. But
Yes.
Michael, he said it. I mean, how many more times can he
But
tell
I'm with
us?
Michael. This is a difference. He needs to
No,
say
it's
it because now with the COVID, uh,
not.
I'm an old black
Okay,
woman.
I know you and Michael. Okay, y'all are over there, but he said it over and over again, and he said it before he got on the plane to Delaware. He's good, but,
Okay. All right.
but
So since he has COVID, you don't think that he is like, and how bad is the COVID?
well, they say it's not bad, but he's 81 with other pre-existing conditions.
What is his pre-existing conditions?
I don't know.
Oh,
He's 81. That's a pre-existing condition.
okay.
Um, he had a bad cold when he did the first debate.
Right.
And that's when they should have said he had COVID.
You said that. You
Yeah,
said that's what they should have said.
yeah. They should have lied. Sorry. They should have said, he's got COVID. Because the, all of this could have, they should have, just rest, Joe, and we'll tell him you got COVID, and then, you'll come back and you'll be stronger and better than ever. That's what that was my thought. Because they rushed to say he doesn't have COVID. And I'm like, big mistake. Big mistake. Big mistake. Um, so tonight is the final night of the convention, and if they're smart, they will. The Democrats will make the announcement about President Joe Biden.
What time is Trump's speech?
It is well, they've been running very long with some of
Right.
these other speeches, but he's scheduled to go on at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, dang.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they want it in that final hour. But
Okay.
even the vice presidential candidate last night, they went very long, and he didn't. I forgot what time, but his speech was long and long. Did you watch JD Vance's speech?
Yes.
What did you think?
I'm honest enough to admit that I am a little biased and I don't know that I really heard with an open mind.
Oh, okay.
I'm honest to admit that because I still have the backdrop of him writing the forward to the Project 2025.
Hmm.
So, in comparing in my mind what he's saying to what he's done,
Right.
and because he's kind of coming back around, kind of sort of. You know he's a little cocky, but he's still trying to be measured, I
Right.
guess.
Yeah, because you can't outshine the president, and that's
Yes,
that's also why he was chosen.
yes,
He's
yes,
young, but he doesn't have that. Ah, look at me, kind of.
yes. So again, I'm not sure that I was objective enough to really hear him, but it was what it was. I didn't think he was awful. I mean, I
No,
think he
I
presents
thought
it.
he was suitably boring.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's all boring to me.
But this speech was designed for him to introduce himself to the country.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
he did. And he had one amusing story, which was still scary in its amusement, talking about how he was raised by his grandmother and his mother's addiction and what have you. And his mom is now 10 years sober. And that date is coming up in January, Mr. President. How about we have the party at the White House? He asked during the speech. But he said that his grandmother, Mima, uh, had 19 guns in her house, all loaded, because she wanted to know wherever she was in the house, she could get a hold of one of her weapons.
right.
And the people loved that. The
Yeah,
gun
I was
lovers
about to
loved it.
say he was just he checked the boxes.
He was checking the boxes.
He checked the
The
box.
only thing that he has not checked, and people, he got some pushback regarding having an East Indian American wife.
I was just about to go there. I was just about. Did you see her speech?
Yeah, she was cute.
I think she's lovely.
That's what a lot of people said. She's lovely, so she's cute.
I think she's lovely, and I don't get
But
it.
but she also had to be measured, because whatever personality she has, she she had stay to the back too.
But she still
And we
seemed
know how that is with men. You have to
100%.
play it to the
But
back.
even with that, even with that, she let it be known that she's smart and
Oh
she
yeah,
not.
she ran through her resume, didn't
Yes, she
she?
sure did. Yes, she sure did. She's like, I didn't go to school to get a husband. Like,
Right,
right.
right.
I got this.
Okay.
And she opened it up and said it was a whole lot that I had to learn about him, but it was a whole lot he had to
Right.
learn
He had
about
to
me
learn
too.
about me. Yep.
Yeah.
And becoming vegan and learning to cook for my mom.
So did that mean that he is vegetarian? Because or he can eat vegetarian. So that doesn't matter. But anyway, she
Well, if
really
he's
bought
gonna eat her food, it's gonna be vegetarian.
okay, yes, she bought some humanist. It's just an interesting, and you know what? Me and Ward are very different too. So you can't judge that.
Yeah, because if Ward depended upon you to prepare vegan meals, he would starve.
Be nice, Sybil. He wouldn't starve.
What would happen?
Well,
What
he
would that
probably
look like?
starved because he wouldn't eat. Okay, you're right. He starved.
If he had to wait for you to prepare vegan meals for him?
Well, no. Well, oh, just meals, period. If
Yeah,
he waited on me to prepare meals, he would starve because he wouldn't eat what I prepared.
right. Nobody else would, not even the dog.
Hey, hey, what about JD Vance
Okay,
here?
okay. So she talked about her earning degrees in history at Yale and the University of Cambridge and going to Yale Law School. And she works for a very high powered, she didn't say this, but she works for a very high powered law
Yep.
office, law firm in Washington, D.C.
And she clerked.
And she clerked for two Supreme Court
Yes, she
justices.
sure did.
Brett Kavanaugh before he became a justice, and I believe
Roberts.
Roberts, Chief
Yeah.
Justice Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, she clerked for him as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's very well connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
More probably better connected than her husband is.
And she quit that good corporate job.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
as soon as he got the call, well, no, Monday. As soon as he got the call, she's like, "Hello,
So
you're not gonna
power
believe this."
power is more important than money because she's gonna be the household is gonna bring in a whole lot less now.
Yeah, for sure.
So power is more important than money because I don't know that I will quit my good corporate job.
I know as a corporate attorney in
Yes.
Washington D.C.
Yes.
He's gonna really have to stop shaving because they're gonna have to cut back on a lot of things,
Right.
right? She is the daughter of Indian immigrants and a practicing Hindu, and then uh, growing up in San Diego, and it seemed from a very well established family.
Yes. So
Um,
hold on, but you know what I just connected? So she is a practicing Hindu.
mhm.
See, that
And
goes
he's Catholic.
against who he claims to be.
And that's where the racism came in because people are like, oh, you want everybody to go, you want no migrants in this country, and yet you're married to a family of migrants.
Was she born here?
She was,
She was, okay.
but her parents are not.
Yeah.
And I didn't see them on stage last night. Did you? I saw his family.
Right.
She can get a job back with no problem when he loses Renita
Come
playing
on,
for
Renita. Yes, you're right, girlfriend.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's gonna have a better chance of getting a job than he's gonna have of getting back into the Senate.
All right, Steve, let us know.
Steve Hammond, the book deals, speaker fees, and other income may make the difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
but after they lose, because isn't there? I mean, they have to, categorize all of this stuff and with the government and let them know who
Oh
they're
wow. Okay, so if she's
while
in
she's
office, she might not be able to capitalize off
on
of.
all of
Okay.
yeah.
That seems fair. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's the case, but
I
that
don't
seems
know
fair.
if I don't know if they'll do it, but
Right.
I'm not
Right.
saying, I'm just saying. Before we end up here, before we wrap, I just wanted to acknowledge the passing of a comedy legend. At least he was in our hometown of Chicago. Bob Newhart has died at the age of 94. He started out working as an accountant in Chicago. He became an accountant because he failed law school, and so
Oh
he had
wow.
to drop out of law school, and so he became an
Wow.
accountant and started his comedy career working, working the clubs in Chicago at night, and started doing the albums and stuff like that, and eventually found success doing stand up, and then got his two successful TV shows, The Newhart Show and The Bob Newhart Show. And he remained active. And the only Emmy he ever received was for his guest starring appearances on my favorite show, The Big Bang Theory. He
Oh,
was a childhood TV star, and the boys loved him, and he became a running character on that show. You
right.
never watched The Big Bang Theory, did you?
I did not.
Did you ever watch Elf?
No,
He was in Elf too. It was
I didn't
really
watch
good.
the Bob Newhart
Do you
show.
know, Jay and I are talking about this, and I know we talk a lot, but we are talking about the fact that he and Don Rickles had a 50-year-long friendship. It was a real love affair between them. Uh, they and their wives would travel everywhere. They lived near each other. And when
Nice.
Don Rickles died, and then Bob Newhart's wife died, you could see the kind of decline and all of that. And a lot of people, just reading the stories today, felt that it was just a matter of time, that he
Right.
was lonely and had a broken heart. His two best buddies, his wife
Oh,
and that. So he was 94. So he had a.
can you just mention this? I wanted to make sure that you get all of that out, but
Yeah, yeah, I have that, Brenda. Thank you very much. I was looking at the time, but yes, I will throw that in there. Lou Dobbs, former Fox Business host and Trump supporter, died today at 78. Now, Lou Dobbs was a bit of a controversial
hold on. He
figure.
was how old?
78.
That's all? Girl, I thought that man was in his 90s.
Yeah, yeah. He became famous for using his platforms on CNN and Fox to share baseless conspiracy theories, and his Fox show was canceled after the network was sued for defamation over claims of voting machine fraud. And so they said, "We can't. You got to go."
Right.
And they paid the price for it, but so did Lou Dobbs.
Yeah.
And I did want, and I don't want to rush through, but thank you, Brenda. But I did want to get to this entertainment story, and this just makes my heart sing. The best news is that Michael Strahan's daughter Isabella shared that she is cancer free.
Praise God.
In a video titled Goodbye Hospital, the 19-year-old young Strahan, who is part of a pair of twins, in January revealed she had been diagnosed with a brain tumor, filmed herself after getting an MRI. And at the end of the video, she said her scans look great and we wish her all the best and
Praise
congratulations and God
God.
bless.
Yes.
Uh,
And she just seems like just such a burst of sunshine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Beautiful.
and God bless you and your twin sister and your family, your dad and
Yes.
your family who went on this journey with you. And I
Yep.
and I pray that all the rest of your days are healthy ones.
Yes.
We're gonna close out with the jewel.
Today's jewel this week was been about discipline. And oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I think I might do discipline next week too, Sybil, because this to me, I need to be more disciplined. But discipline is the key to achieving long term goals and maintaining consistent progress.
Hmm. Wow.
I need more discipline. I'm becoming less focused, less consistent. But if I was more disciplined, then I would be more focused and I would be more consistent.
Well, and if our yoga class would come to class, members would come to class, we would be more consistent with that too. I'm just saying.
Well, then there's that, yeah.
Hey,
But
Miss
here's the
Sharon.
deal.
Hey,
But
First Lady. Hey,
your
Cousin Vita.
your you know you didn't call people out. Your discipline does not depend on other people.
That's true. That's
Your
true.
discipline is about you and
And
your
and you were
commitment.
disciplined today because while I was still working, you
I
were.
guess I sure did. I got it in because I see the effects. I mean, I feel great, Sybil. I'm a little.
I know, Yolanda, and I'm happy for you that I'm such a slug and you were bending and twisting and all that crap. Um, Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you, Sybil.
It's always fun, isn't it?
Yes,
It's
yes.
it's always fun.
It's like we're having lunch
Yeah, without
at,
the
at Panther City.
that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes, it is.
Yolanda and her eating habits. Thanks everybody. Have a wonderful week. Stay cool wherever you are. It was
Amen.
100 degrees here today.
And Sybil, pray for our country.
Amen.
Pray for peace in our country.
Amen.
Well, in the world.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
You're right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Pray for peace and drink water.
Amen.